Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here. And today, for your viewing pleasure, I have quite the specimen. So, in the background footage here, which is, I believe, like 2 or 3 weeks old now at this point, I am out and about getting footage for a top 5 video, as I do so often here on the channel. Very so often that I've been accused of spamming top 5 videos, even though it's one a week. My brother in Christ, it's a regularly scheduled video. It's literally the schedule. If you haven't figured out the schedule here on the channel, the fixed video days are usually Monday, Thursday, and Sundays. Monday's video is a top 5 video, Thursday's typically a replay, Sunday's an off-topic video with a bonus replay video, and then Tuesdays and Wednesdays are usually guides or kind of, like ship reviews. We take a look at a ship that I'm just interested in at the moment, or a ship that's received some buffs or some changes or a new unique upgrade or something like that. And then Thursdays and Fridays videos are either dev blogs, so that's typically when Wargaming releases dev blogs, or they are op-ed videos. And then Saturday's just kind of a wild card of whatever I feel like talking about with regards to World of Warships. Usually that's when we go over the new events, because, events in World of Warships, they tend to go live, like late Thursday, early Friday, right? So that's usually when I get around to making that video for Saturday. But yeah. It's a schedule. You should be able to figure that out. Anyway, so I am playing the Thunderer in this video, the Tier 10 reward, resource, special, whatever you want to call it, British battleship. I know it's not a premium ship because, yeah, but it's one of those things. So many things, names have changed in World of Warships over the years, right? But anyway, I'm playing the Thunderer, just trying to get a decent game for some background footage. And again, this took place about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that was in the middle of the holidays. We had the Festive Rewards event going on. So you had a lot of players out and about trying to, of course, earn all of their festive bonuses so they can get their rewards, right? They want to get their Santa containers and take a roll at potentially getting a shiny new premium ship, or, of course, coal and steel, whatever else you can get in that event. So matchmaking back then was a little interesting, shall we say. I even made a video talking about that just in and of itself, because myself and you guys were experiencing some fairly one-sided matches during that event. Again, you have a lot of the more casual players on because, that festive event is Wargaming's big, probably a big moneymaker, but it's what draws a lot of players in. You can look at the player count for World Warships, and you'll notice there's a giant uptick in players starting in November, because it's kind of all starts off with the Black Friday event, then the Black Friday event rolls right into the festive event. Santa container event, draws a bunch of players in, and then, they kind of hold on to those players for most of January, February, and then in March, the player base starts to decline because of, just how the player base tends to ebb and flow throughout the year. So what I'm saying is, matches were fairly one-sided at this point. You either crush the enemy team, or you're the one being crushed by the enemy team, and it was very, very frustrating. However, someone in this match is about to rage quit. Someone is about to say, you know what, nope, there's nothing I can do here. Within the first 5 minutes of the game, they are going to call it and say, I'm out of here. Good luck, guys. Would anyone like to take a guess at which player, which ship might it be? Might it be one of the destroyers that gets frustrated by losing all of his team support? Might it be one of the cruisers that gets frustrated by his battleships or his destroyers not supporting him? Might it even be one of the battleships that just get annoyed at having no spotting for the first 5 minutes of the game and throws in the towel? Well, if you guessed any of those 3 classes, you would be wrong, because if I hopefully have timed this right, you shall note that in the chat, our carrier has decided to call it. And he says, nice team here, I quit, good luck. And he leaves his carrier sitting there. He is now either AFK or he has disconnected from the match. And yeah, now we are down a carrier. Not just any carrier, the Shinano. The Shinano, if you live under a rock, is currently, at the time of recording at least, one of the most cracked CVs in game. Why? For a few reasons. The biggest one being that she has AP skip bombers that can overmatch 32 millimeters of armor. And if you time your drops right, it is quite easy to citadel, well, just about anybody. You see, the way the Shinano works is that you can time your bombs to land on one of the 3 lines that you get with the aiming reticle. The less amount of bounces the bombs go through, the more penetration they get. Typically, most battleships can be pinned on the 2nd line. If you got some real chunky boys, you might have to single line drop them. But the 2nd line is a nice medium point for most battleships and most heavily armored cruisers. Most other cruisers, you need the 3rd line. So, these skip bombs also carry quite a punch. They can citadel you with, if all 4 of them hit, about 25,000 damage per run. So, if you're a good Shinano player, you can rip 24 to 25,000 damage of citadel damage off of the enemy ship in one go. Might I say, that is a fairly powerful CV. Not to mention, the torpedoes are also pretty good. Nice and consistent. If you get both of them to land on your target, depending upon, of course, their torpedo protection and all that jazz, you can usually rip them for like, 12, 14, I think 15k? 15k-ish every torpedo run, if you can get all the torpedoes to hit again and again, take into account things like torpedo protection. Oh, also, on top of that, she gets a tactical squadron of HE bombers. So not only can the Shinano citadel you to death, torpedo you to death, it can HE bomb you to death with a squadron of planes that it doesn't even have to care about, because it gets a whole nother squadron in a few minutes, because it is a tactical squadron. And that's just the Shinano. That's not even the fact that it's a CV, right? The CV is, hi cat, that just jumped on the back of my chair, sorry about that. The CV is one of the single most important ships on your team. There's a reason why it's limited to 1, maybe 2 at higher tier matchmaking, because it is so important. The spotting CVs provide just by passively flying over the ocean, right? Like that's a major source of spotting for your team. Just that alone, let alone the fact that it has the ability to fly its squadron from one side of the map to the other side of the map. It's easy for them to get planes everywhere and get support to where it needs to go to. And also, we're going up against another Shinano. So, it's like, okay, we got a CV game, and it's a Shinano game, but at least we have a Shinano, they have a Shinano, so, the CVs are on kind of equal footing there. But this guy just decides, you know what, no, I don't like the way this looks 5 minutes in. I mean, it's a one-sided match. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. But my God, I mean, if we had a CV, maybe we could have done something, right? It's bad enough when somebody rage quits. I know I made a video like this not too long ago, but I captured this one on recording, at least. And in the other video I was talking about, it was a destroyer that, kind of pieced out, went sat at the back of the map and did nothing. But when a CV rage quits, it's like, dude, like, you could easily, especially in the Shinano, you can easily have like a 200k match, get a couple of kills, and still walk out of the match with a profit in terms of your credits, right? You can still make money, you can still come top of the leaderboard because it's a friggin' Shinano, but he just pieces out. The game is frustrating, and in his defense, he very well could have had like 3 or 4 of these matches back to back, right? We were all complaining about how bad. 1 second, Cat, I'm almost done. We were all complaining about how bad the matchmaking was, of course, during this time, and we're still kind of, getting that right now because of the event and the amount of players on, the amount of more casual players on here at the moment. So he could have just kind of been, at his wit's end. But like, man, look, if you are anywhere near this level of assault, if you lose, a couple of ships in the first few moments of battle, for those wondering, I have released the cat. She is now happy. But yeah, if you're at that like last straw moment, like you can feel your blood pressure cranking up, just walk away. It is a game, but you know, if you're gonna hit that battle button, just make sure that when you get in there, you're gonna do what you can to ensure your team wins, and don't be this guy. Really don't be this guy. I'm pretty sure this is a EULA violation, just dipping out of battle like that. You know, without, you know, having a honest to God disconnect, like your internet goes out or something like that. I'm pretty sure that's a EULA violation. I'm not calling for anything that happened to this guy. If you see him in game, leave him alone. Please don't harass him. Again, you could have just been having a bad day. So yeah, just don't be this guy, and don't be one of those guys that harasses this guy, right? So just a nice little moment for us to all share together. And yeah, it's something what some people can do sometimes in game. It's really odd that I've gone from not really making these types of videos to now, within the span of what, a month, here's two of them. I have two of these instances happen to me here that recently, and according to the comments in the last video like this, it's happened to you guys quite a bit too, with some of the types of players we've been running into here recently. So guys, let me know what you think about this in the comments down below. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day and rest of your week. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.